All right, we are back, and it's the moment you've all been waiting for. The Battle Royale, Cairo versus Furio. Now we're going to play a friendly game here, and we're going to pin these two projects together. Let me know which one you think is more bullish in the short term and in the long term. We're going to get updates on both. I like both projects equally right now, but there are some things that have changed recently that may change your mind. So let's get into it first, and I think first what we'll do is let's jump over and cover Cairo. All right, Cairo up to this point has just been rock solid. Look at this this percentage growth. I mean, this is killer. It's up to $1.20 per token. Very steady chart, just rock solid chart. And this is kind of what you want to see in DeFi. I love the fact that, you know, DeFi can have these big swings and everything, and you've got the ability to cash out. But what that causes is a lot of emotions. When the price swings up, people feel like they need to sell and capture profits. They think it's going to go up forever. When the price goes down, people feel like they need to sell because they're, you know, super afraid that it's going to zero. But in this case, Cairo has just been really consistent and working its way up. That price stability makes people feel comfortable. It makes me feel comfortable, and it adds to the longevity of the project. Because ideally, you just have a slow upward curve with some ups and downs all the way up. And if the projects, these daily ROI projects and platforms last for a long time, then everybody makes really good money. So generally speaking, when there's not big ups and downs, people are practicing good habits in the system, compounding, not claiming a ton. It also means that capital's coming into the project, you know, fairly slowly, just at a nice, decent rate to increase that price. So sitting at 120, that makes me super excited. Right now, I've got, you know, a little over $1,000 in there, which is really what I wanted to start my base at. So I'm really happy with my current situation. I want to thank each and every one of you that joined the team. So I've got 14 direct referrals and 16 total on the team. We will be doing airdrops as soon as they release the rest of the airdrop tool. So I just need to be able to see where you guys are at, what you deposited, and I'll make sure to kick out airdrops. Wouldn't be fair for me to kick out the same airdrop for somebody who deposited 1 token to somebody who deposited 100. You know, I want to make sure that those ratios that I'm kicking out to you are at least reasonable. That way, if you feel like you want to make a deposit that's more, you're going to get some of that back, right? Makes sense, hopefully. So one thing that came up with Cairo early on was the gas fees. Gas fees to me have been really normal, down in that drip range, right? 0.002, 0.0015, 0.0023, anywhere in that of BNB. So gas fees are relatively cheap. And if this is your first time seeing Cairo, really simple. Hopefully you're familiar with Drip because it's been around for like 16 months. But if you're not, it's a daily ROI platform. What you do is you buy BNB, you convert it over to Cairo, then you stake it in the system, and you earn 1% on your total deposits per day. So what that means is I earn 9.6 Cairo per day. There's a 10% deposit tax, a 10% tax when you withdraw, when you try to take it out of the system, and then 5% to recompound. So this available right here at the end of the day, like I said, I'll have 9.6. What I want to do is earn 1% on that money, because this money's not earning me anything. So I want to take that money and stake it over here. Once it's in here, then I'm earning 1%, and that's how it grows. Now, each deposit will pay me out up to 365 days. So once you make your initial deposit, you know, that $1,000 or whatever you put in, you've got 365 days to get paid out 1% on that. Once you make the money on that, let's say in that case, 1% would be what, $10. So you make that $10, you take it from right here, you put it back in here, and now you're earning 1% on the $1,010. So it just compounds from there, and the idea is to compound for a long period of time, and then you can take out a reasonable amount of money. Now, I still haven't dialed in my claim strategy here, but I'm starting to develop it, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to the point where I'm probably at least at that 1500 Cairo range, and then I'm going to do a 6-in-1 strategy, which means I'm going to compound every day, and then I'm probably going to pull profits on Friday. And I'm just going to do that until I ROI, and then maybe I'll just keep compounding or whatever. These platforms don't always last forever. This one seems very solid, but there's always a chance. There's risk here, so please put in risk capital. So I'd like at some point to get my money back out of it. So my idea I'll likely hydrate every day for the next month, maybe a little bit longer. And then what I'll do is I'll start doing a 6-in-1 strategy. I'll just pull 1 day a week. I'll compound the rest. My balance will still grow, but I'll get some sort of payment every Friday. So that's what I plan on doing there. Now the price has been really stable. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with the price when the rest of the Cairo platform opens up. I've mentioned in the past they've got the horse farms that are going to be live next month. So in just a few weeks, these could all be live. What that allows people to do is stake assets in here and earn a reward. that ties up liquidity, which liquidity is good for tokens or crypto projects. So that should be out soon. Another thing I asked the dev team was, I said it would be really nice if I didn't have to jump out and go to PancakeSwap to be able to see what the price is. So they are going to add the price. There's some back-end metrics, I won't get into it, but they're going to add the price when they add the horse farms, so sometime next month. Right now, I'm coming over to PancakeSwap and checking it out in relationship to BUSD, which of course is tied to the dollar. So we're 120 a Cairo, which is fantastic. When I got in, I think we were at like 98 cents or something like that. So already I've seen a good percentage growth. And as we continue to compound and they continue to develop, then that's really good. So overall right now, Cairo is working extremely well. No big pumps, no big dumps. Really solid. They've got some new stuff coming out here soon. So when this launches, I'm interested to see if the price spikes a lot or if it's just like a 10, 20, 30 cent bump. But we'll see. My one criticism of the platform, and I said this probably on my last video, is I don't mind that there's a 24-hour time period here, right? After 24 hours, I'm able to recompound, so I can only do one action every 24 hours. The only frustrating part for me is I'm in a lot of different platforms and protocols, and I have a very busy day-to-day life anyway. It's hard for me to remember to compound this every day right on that time, so I'm actually losing rewards if I miss that time. I haven't missed it yet because I set an alarm and I come do it, but that alarm is like, 10 o'clock at night or whatever. So it's really not ideal. So all that I would like them to implement is some sort of auto compounder that every 24 hours would work. Or if they don't do that, allow me to hyper compound. So if I remember at 9 o'clock and I don't have a full day's worth, I can compound then. Or if I let it go a little bit longer, I'm not really getting hurt. So that would be my one criticism of the platform so far. Everything else is rock solid. So I'll leave my links in the description below. Very simple, straightforward platform to get through. I will see if I can tag the previous video that I did on this that walks you through how to do it, how to go over to PancakeSwap, use your BNB or BUSD to buy Cairo, and then come back over and stake it in the system. I'll add a little link in here. But if you'd like to join the team, again, airdrops are coming. We're going to try to build this out, and I'm just liking the consistency of this platform right now. So right now, with nothing else being available right now, horse farms and everything, I'm giving this probably 4 out of 5 stars. When the rest of that opens, we could really we could climb that number up quite a bit, or climb that rating up, I should say. Now let's jump over to Furio and talk Furio. Okay, this price chart doesn't look very good, obviously, but it's actually pretty normal. When you get a massive pump in any of these, you're very likely to get a dump. There's also a few things that happen in the ecosystem, but let's just talk through these real quick. So jumped up to a little over 20, hit a new all-time high, and then it's working its way down. Now this actually sort of makes me happy. Pullbacks are healthy. I think more people are going to be able to get in down here. I had a good handful of people join the team kind of in this range, not right at the peak, but kind of like in this range, and then I've added a few on the way down. So some of you guys are getting in at better prices or whatever. But at a couple percent or 2.5% a day, if let's just say you got in up here, like don't worry, compound for a month and your dollar cost average will already be in the positive, right? So don't be super concerned about that. It's not about timing the market on especially on these projects. It's about time in the market. So if you think the project's going to last, which so far looks pretty solid, then don't worry about this, simple price action. Worry about how much time you're going to be actually in the platform and what your strategy is. Normally in a lot of charts, they say it'll take the stairs up with the elevator down. If you've ever seen a normal stock chart with a crash, it works its way up nice and slow and then pretty much straight down when it dumps. So that's not happening here, which is kind of a good thing. This is in my buying range right here, right? I originally said if we could drop to this like $9 to $12 range, this is solid. So to me, this is a buy range anywhere down here. I will say that based on everything that's happened here, I'm seeing this probably drop close to 9. Could go further, but probably close to 9, and then I'm betting that we see it start to flatten out and then curl up. And there's a couple reasons for that. So part of the reason this dumped is there were some folks that exploited the system, and they didn't get into the contract or do anything crazy to it. They just utilized the contract in the way it was set up to max out wallets and then get paid out a ton of money. So it sounds like a group of people all went in on a group wallet together, dumped a bunch of money and got a max wallet. This project's only been around for 30 days, so in about 20 days they were able to, or 28 days I think, they were able to max out those wallets. With those wallets maxed out, if all they did was just compound every day for 28 days, they're now getting 2.5% into perpetuity. So that really just drains the account, right? Because those guys aren't putting in any more capital. So that obviously helped it scoop up like that and rally that capital coming in really fast. But if those guys bought in at pre-sale numbers, now they've already maxed the account out, and now they're getting 2.5% per day. It isn't great for the longevity of the system, and in a way they kind of exploited the contract as it was written. So Furio had to make a change. And the people that this impacts the most right now are the people who put in a ton of money. If you put in a ton of money and you're getting pretty close to max payout, which would be a ton of money right now, then you might not be really happy because you're counting on that 2.5%. So how it works is, if you guys aren't familiar with my previous Furio video, you got to buy USDC. This is on the Binance Smart Chain also. You stake it in here, and then you can earn your percentage. Now, you start off as a neutral rate at 2%. You get bumped up to 2.5 after consistent compounding, and then once you compound 28 days in a row, you get 2.5%. Now, if you drop down too far below that, you're locked at those lower rates and you're getting 0.5 or 1%. You don't want to do that. You want to keep it at least at 2% and be neutral if you can. And that happens if you're just compounding more than you're claiming. So if you compound Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and claim Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then you're still in the positive range, or compounding more than you're claiming. So the way the contract is set up is, once you get to max payout, whatever level you're at, that's the level that sticks in. So ideally what you wanted to do was, at least during that end period of time, you wanted to compound for a minimum of 28 days there, get yourself in that positive status where you're getting the max payout, and then you could ride that 2.5% into perpetuity. But that drains the system, and so it's not really as healthy, and these people that have already maxed out these wallets, it really did exploit it the way it was written. So what Furio had to do is basically say, we can't do it like that anymore. Once you get to your max payout, your wallet will react the same as it normally would. So as you start to claim, your percentage will go down until you eventually get to 0.5%. Now 0.5% isn't that great in terms of what's getting paid out in the DeFi space. So some people are really bummed about it, and they're making these FUD videos and they're getting crazy about it. For me, it's not that big of a deal. All it does is change my strategy. I'm nowhere near a max payout. I've got $1,500 or so in here, and so this is a long-term investment for me. Now I will probably put a little more in here as this price comes down. If there's a really good buying opportunity and it seems like it's super undervalued, I'm buying, just because that's what I do. I like to buy low and sell high if I can. So what I had to do, the changes I had to make, is just in my claim strategy. I thought very seriously about, like, how fast can I max out this wallet? The faster, the more percentage I get, the faster I can compound that out. And then if I get 2.5% from then on, then that's killer money, right? So I was thinking strongly about not having a claim strategy at all until I max the wallet out. I'm just going to let it ride, build it up to where I hit a max wallet out, and then I'm just going to get paid and use it as passive income. I can't do that anymore and still have it be as lucrative. So what do? You just shift to a different strategy. So for me, I think I'm going to implement a 6-in-1 here. So I can if I do a 6-in-1, I can still get 2.25%, which is awesome. I'm going to keep complaining. I'm going to keep compounding until my balance builds up to a certain point, and then I'll probably go 5-in-2. At a 5-in-2, I should still be able to get 2%, which is still a really good rate. And I'll do that for the rest of the life of the wallet. As those come down, I'll end up getting to a point where I've probably squeezed the most out of it I can, and then eventually it'll drop down to that 0.5%, and I can ride out the rest of the wallet. Now I can also take some of those funds and probably airdrop them to a new wallet or start up a new wallet, which would be good. So if the platform is really going to last and be around for a while, then obviously you want to take the funds that you've made, dump it in a new wallet, and keep it going. Why would you get out of it? You want to keep promoting it, keep building your teams. It's just how it goes. So some people are super mad about this and thinking you're screwing over all the whales. I will say that there's probably 100 people that it really affects. For the rest of us, all you got to do is just claim a little bit sooner and balance that out, take some profits sooner. What that will do is actually stabilize the system. So there's not a ton of people trying to max their wallets out and then big dumps at 2.5% per day for thousands of wallets. People are going to be taking and buying back in and taking and buying back in on the way up. So you should see a really consistent chart pattern here. I actually think in the end it's a good thing. It got some bad press because of how it all played out, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. A couple things that people were complaining about early on too was the gas fees on this. It's the way their contracts were set up. I've been watching it for the last few days, and at least the last 3 days, my gas fees have been extremely low. So 0.0012 BNB. I mean, they've been really, really low as anything other platform that's out there that's on the Binance Smart Chain. So gas fees are not a worry anymore, and the auto compounder's live. So far I've been claiming a couple times a day, or not claiming, sorry, compounding a couple times a day and rolling that back in. But soon I'm gonna go on vacation next week. So next weekend, so about a week from now, and I'll be gone for a few days. I'm wondering if I just set up the auto compounder for those days and let it do its thing. So the auto compounder is available for everybody now. They only opened up like 100 spots initially. They just wanted to test it before they dumped it to everybody, which makes sense. It's a smart decision. So if you want to, you can come in here and turn on your auto compounder. So I think that's awesome. I will actually compound this here in a moment because I'm getting pretty close to my 12-hour mark, but I got to do it on my other computer because I've got the Ledger set up over there. Ledger hates this computer. You guys have probably heard it all before. So the chart pattern on Furio looks a little bit nasty, but the project overall looks good. I think the changes they're making to the max payout thing and being stuck at that 2.5% are actually good. They're a little bit frustrating because if I would have maxed out a wallet, I would have maybe got paid more that way. But in this way, I get to claim as I go, so I'm fine with it. Slight strategy change, not a huge deal. Furio is coming out with their FureBets deal, their little online casino. So that should be available, I believe, early on next month. So in just the next probably couple weeks, we should see that, or see at least the first implementation of that, or first iteration. And that should be pretty bullish for the price. So like I said, I kind of expect, if that really comes out soon, I expect this to maybe come down in this 9 range, and then as FureBets come out, it should go up. You may see a little bit of a dip here because people are taking a little bit of funds to be able to invest in FureBets, because it's sort of a separate platform that's tied into this. So just be aware of that. That could be part of it. But anything down here is a buying opportunity for me. I will also say, since Drip Network is coming back online, or I guess the Animal Farm's coming back online, be prepared for all protocols in the space to dip a little bit. A lot of people took money from Drip while it wasn't doing anything over there, while they were still working on the Animal Farm, and dumped them into these other protocols because they wanted to generate yield during some of that downtime, especially during a decline in price. Now that it's coming back online, price is going up. You should expect some of these platforms, people to drain a little bit to be able to put in that ecosystem. And that's okay. That's how DeFi works. We spread our money around. So just be aware of that. Stay calm over this next month or two, because prices could be all over the place. Look at the longevity of the project. Unless you're claiming right now, the price does not matter. So just keep compounding, weather any storms that may come up, and then develop a good claim strategy. So that's 2 projects that I like, both of them. We pinned them against each other here. Which one do you like more? Do you like both equally? If you want to get into one or the other, the description below will have my contact information or my referral code or whatever. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out in my Telegram group. Happy investing.